Yeah.
On the heels of continuing political attacks, I
Yeah.
guess what's going on in your mind right now, which is how heated the environment is right now.
Yeah, it's really a shame that such a tragedy, the response, in this case from the president, is to continue accusations and blaming and really, I think, not putting an end to what should have been a pause for all of us to, one, obviously condemn what occurred, but also we should not be further instigating, like I think unfortunately the president did, this behavior. Until there's an investigation, we see what happens. Justice should be brought, but the behavior and the conversation has always been, when something like this happens nationally, a moment of pause and respect from everybody that this is not okay in our country, and it just leave it at that. And then, as investigations and information comes forward, the next steps absolutely have to take place. But I think that's really what we should be focusing on: is pausing. This is not okay. That's pretty clear, I think, across the board from most individuals. But it's important for the leader of our nation to also respond in the same way.
What are you doing personally to ensure that this whole violent partisan rhetoric doesn't continue, and that we can have differing opinions,
Yeah.
but in a non-violent manner? But for you personally, how
I,
will you go about that?
I think it happens in different ways. Those of us who are in a position like the one I'm blessed enough to be in, where I introduce laws and go through a legislative process, which sometimes can have debate. I'm proud that I engage in a debate that is respectful and honors the other side, and you disagree, and that's okay. I'm also proud that I achieve a lot of bipartisan wins, and that's good too. I think in the time that we're in, sending the messages that there is bipartisanship happening, that there is working across the aisle still happening in places like Sacramento, that is a positive message to send. I think in addition to that, making sure that you have conversations with other people who see things a little bit differently. And I think there's a tendency for a lot of very hyper-partisan individuals to just not want to listen to what the other side has to say. And I think that's a mistake. And I think that unfortunately we see that hyper partisanship extending. I think for a variety of reasons. You definitely see it at the national level. And it's something that the closer we are to home, whether you're a local elected official at a city, a mayor, a council member, or in the state legislature, that's the type of behavior we should all be exemplifying.
What are you doing to ensure your colleagues on the other side of the aisle, even your own colleagues, are feeling supported,
Yeah.
especially during this time?
I've been around when other incidents have occurred of shootings related to people who are politically involved, and I've been in elected office now for some years. And these moments are challenging for everybody because it's like, how much do you want to look over your shoulder? How careful do you need to be? Especially when people are being targeted in different ways. You worry about their safety, whether it's someone who was partisan or sometimes when it's done to a particular gender, a particular group of people. That's when you really start thinking about, hopefully they're going to be okay. You express support towards them. And that's the best thing we can do, is show that we as humans care for one another and that this is not okay and it's not tolerated.